Hi dear friends, in this session we are going to discuss about special cases of simplex method. Coming to the learning objectives, after this session you should be able to understand the various special cases of simplex method, summarize the simplex method through a flow diagram or flow chart. Coming to the various special cases of simplex method, they are unbounded solution, degeneracy or tie breaking, alternate or multiple optimal solutions, and infeasible solution. These are treated as special cases of simplex method. Let us understand one by one. Coming to the unbounded solution, if all the ratios, that is thetas, are non-positive or undefined at any stage, we conclude that the problem has an unbounded solution and no further working process is required. So let us take an example for this. You have basis CB, basic variables, slack variables, B, that is RHS, and theta. Okay, assume that Cj minus Zj is 5, 6 and so on. The highest positive is 6. So this becomes pivot column. Once if you identify the pivot column, you can calculate theta, that is ratio, which is given by B divided by elements of PC. In this case, B is 5, elements of PC, minus 3, minus 2, minus 5. 5 divided by minus 3, 2 divided by minus 2, 3 divided by minus 4. All are negative. So normally we take least positive value of theta to decide the leaving variable. But in this case, what is your observation is, all the ratios, that is thetas, are non-positive, or you can say sometimes maybe undefined also. This may be zeros, like pivot elements, pivot column elements may be zeros or negatives. So then we can say they are non-positive or undefined. This may arise at any stage, maybe in the beginning itself or in between. So then we conclude that the problem has an unbounded solution and no further working process is required. What is the solution then? It is unbounded, like in graphical method, no? So the problem is unbounded, subject to the constraints. Fine. So what is our observation here? We notice that all the ratios are negative and hence are undefined. The given solution is therefore unbounded. Then coming to the next concept, degeneracy or tie. If the least positive ratio is same or repeated for one or more variables, then it is tie in deciding the leaving variable, no? We'll see that. Fine. This phenomenon is referred as degeneracy and it can be resolved as shown or explained in the example. So let us have an example like this. So you have basis CB, x1, x2, u1, u2, B, ratio. Fine. So as this is the most positive, Cj minus Zj, or highest positive Cj minus Zj. So let us say this is PC, pivot column. Once if you get pivot column, B you can find out. I mean B is RHS. B divided by PC is nothing but the ratio, no? This 8 divided by 4, 4 divided by 2. So what is our observation? 8 divided by 4 is 2, 4 divided by 2 is also 2. So the least positive is repeated here, 2 and 2. In other words, it is tie in deciding the living variable, whether to consider this as living variable or this as living variable, because while deciding the living variable, no, so we used to select least positive ratio. Here it is same, least positive is same, 2 and 2. So in such cases, what we will do is, minimum ratio is same for both u1 and u2, that is your observation. To break this tie or to resolve the degeneracy, we have to find minimum of, okay, you have to find some ratio. What is that ratio? Is elements of first column of unit matrix to the corresponding elements of the key column. Key column is nothing but pivot column. So now elements of the first column of unit matrix. Unit matrix means it will start from here, that is from slack variable 1 0 0 1. No, elements of first column of unit matrix 1 0, fine, divided by corresponding elements of the pivot column. So I have marked the numerator, that is elements of the first column of the unit matrix, with red color. Then the denominator, corresponding elements of the key column with the green color, fine, green font, fine. 1 divided by 4, 0 divided by 2. 1 divided by 4 is 1 by 4, 0 by 2 is 0. Out of this, the minimum or least is 0, that corresponds to u2, that corresponds to u2. Hence u2 becomes the leaving variable, or this is the PR, fine. So what is happening here? The least positive ratio is same for one or more variables. So then we say that there exists tie in deciding the leaving variable, whether to consider this or this. Arbitrarily also you can choose, but it may increase the computational procedure. That's why, to avoid that, so what you can do is you can resolve the tie, okay, or the degeneracy well in advance, okay. So this phenomenon is known as degeneracy whenever the least positive is repeated, and it can be resolved as explained. Only thing is you have to find the ratio of elements of first column of unit matrix. You please note that first column of unit matrix to the corresponding elements of the key column or pivot column. You have decided this is the pivot column, no, or key column. That is 1 divided by 4, 0 divided by 2. Out of this, the minimum is 0, no, 1 by 4, 0. So this corresponds to u2, okay. So I mean here, this one, 1 divided by 4, 0 divided by 2, which is least, this one is least. Hence u2 we can take or consider as leaving variable. So the corresponding row is PR, and the intersection element, of course, PE, no, the intersection of this PC and PR, this one will become the intersection element, and you can proceed as usual. So the variable u2 is the leaving variable as the ratio is least, and thus tie or degeneracy has been resolved and can proceed further as usual. Now coming to the third special case, alternate optimal solution, also referred as multiple optimal solution. Sometimes, so an LP problem may have more than one optimal solution. So like you have seen in the graphical method also. After reaching the optimality, so what may happen is, so if any of the non-basic variable takes a value of 0 in Cj minus Zj, okay, Cj minus Zj, then the problem is said to have alternate or multiple optimal solutions. I mean, this is an indication. This is an indication. So an example for this case, let us say, so after reaching optimality, now we have attained or reached the optimality, because all Cj minus Zj in this case are lesser than or equal to 0. But if you carefully observe, okay, so how many slack variables we have? So 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it is taking, u1 is taking 0, and also u3 is taking 0. Of course, u1 has appeared here, x2, x1 like. Okay, so now what is happening here? So in the simplex table, the non-basic variable u3, non-basic variable, not the basic variable. Basic means x1, x2. Non-basic variable means maybe u1, u2, u3, s1, like that. Fine. In the above simplex table, the non-basic variable u3 has its value equal to 0. u3, I mean value means Cj minus Zj value. u3 is having the value of 0. In such cases, instead of u1, u3 can be taken as basic variable, that is in the basis column, and it gives an alternate optimal solution with the same answer. I mean, so these values may change, but the min or max, no, that is the optimal value, will be same. Okay, fine. So what is your this one understanding? After reaching the optimality, if any of the non-basic, this you have to understand, okay, underline, non-basic variable takes a value of 0 in Cj minus Zj here, fine. Okay, how many non-basic variables we have? 1, 2, 3. Of course, u1 already it is here. Okay, u2 is not having the 0 value, whereas u3 is having 0. So what you can do is, we can say that the problem, of course, this is the solution, the optimal solution, you have got it, but so you will be having one more solution, one more optimal solution, which you can refer as alternate optimal solution. How to find that alternate optimal solution is, instead of considering u1 in the basis, you are not supposed to disturb this basic variables, only non-basic variables we are talking about. Fine. So this u1, no, you can replace with this basic variable which is having Cj minus Zj equal to 0. So then of course that is also 0. So if you work out same value or same Z max or Z min, you will get, this is referred as alternate optimal solution or multiple optimal solutions. So you can guess here itself whether the problem will have alternate optimal solution or not. Okay, if at all, if it is asked to find out the alternate optimal solution only, you have to think. Otherwise, this is the final solution. Fine. So alternate means it will be having the same answer of Z max or Z min. Fine. Now the last special case is infeasible solution. Again, you have seen this in the graphical approach also. So in the same way, infeasible solution may arise the process of simplex method. Simplex method in the sense, any of the methods, need not be the plain simplex method that we discussed. So maybe in the big M method or penalty method, two-phase method, dual simplex method, and all this. Okay, there may not be a solution that satisfies all the constraints of an NLP problem. There may not be a solution that satisfies all the constraints of an NLP problem. So assume that you have 2 or 3 constraints. So there may not be a solution depending on the objective function. No? There may not be a solution satisfying all the constraints. So then it is concluded that the solution is infeasible. Okay. So when all the values of Cj minus Zj are lesser than or equal to 0 and one or more artificial variables appears in the basis with a positive value. Okay, let us take an example to understand this. So what may happen is, so you may get all Cj minus Zj lesser than or equal to 0, the optimal, fine. So, but one or more artificial variable may appear. Artificial variables were used in case of big M method and two-phase method. So, those all Cj minus Zj are lesser than or equal to 0, sometimes what may happen is one or more artificial variables will appear in the basis with a positive value or positive sign. Okay, if the artificial variable exists with a negative value, no issue, but if the artificial variable exists in the basis with a positive value, then it is infeasible. So let us take this. This is as usual basis CB, x1, x2 and so on. Okay, what is your observation? Okay, pivot row, pivot column, all that. So it's a routine. And here A1, no? So x2 is the basic variable. Of course, x2 also cannot be negative. Okay, it should be positive only. But artificial variable, no? Artificial variable is a virtual variable as we discussed. So there is no meaning physically. There is no physical meaning for the artificial variable. But in this case, what is happening? A1 is appearing in the basis with a positive value. There is no sense of having positive value for the artificial variable. If at all, okay, so if it is there in the basis, fine, no issue, but it should be with 0 or negative value. But in this case, what is your observation? A1 is taking the value of B, that is RHS equals to 3. So the solution is not feasible, though it is optimal. How we can say it is optimal? So all are lesser than or equal to 0, all Cj minus Zj. So not feasible. Feasibility is very important. No, once first you have to check whether it is feasible or not. Then only you have to think of the optimal. That's what there is a this one. What I can say, there is a sentence. So all feasible solutions need not be optimal, but optimal solutions necessarily should be feasible. Okay. So I mean, to find out the optimal solution, the basic thing is it should be feasible, no? So the solution is not feasible as an artificial variable. A1 is taking a positive value, that is A1 equals to 3, though all the values of Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0. So this is about the various special cases of the simplex method. So coming to the various special cases, first one is unbounded, degenerate or tie breaking, alternate or multiple optimal solutions, and then finally infeasible solutions. Now let us understand flowchart for simplex table. So we have discussed about simplex table and its variants. What are the variants? Big M method, two-phase method, dual simplex method. But however, these are all the simplex methods only. That's why we call them as variants of simplex method. In a nutshell, so we have only one method known as simplex method. Depending upon the nature of the problem, so we use or we employ a particular variant. To summarize the concept of simplex method, let us see this flow chart. Okay, first you have to start. If the problem is of minimization form, convert into the maximization form. Always you please note that to employ any of the methods, okay, I mean simplex method and its variants, the problem should be in the standard form or maximization form. If at all, if it is in the minimization form, you have to convert multiplying every coefficient of the objective function with -1. Then introduce necessary slack, surplus and artificial variables as discussed. Fine. So if it is lesser than or equal to means slack variable, greater than or equal to means surplus and artificial variables. If it is exactly equation also, we introduce artificial variables to get the identity matrix. Then write the initial simplex table, that is simplex table 1 we used to call, and calculate Cj minus Zj, elements of all the net cell evaluations. Okay, even you have to compute Cj minus Zj. Okay, once okay, if you get all Cj minus Zj lesser than or equal to 0, if at all, normally this will not happen in the simplex table 1 itself. If at all, sometimes okay, you may get it. So then if it is yes, no, you stop. That's all. Start to stop. Okay. So assume that all values of Cj minus Zj are not lesser than or equal to 0. That is no. Then you have to select the highest positive Cj minus Zj value and designate the column as pivot column, that PC. So once if you get PC, you have to divide the elements of what B, that is RHS, by that pivotal column, and that is referred as pivotal row. Here you please note that the variable corresponding to pivot column is the entry variable. The variable corresponding to pivot row no is called the leaving variable. So here you are going to decide about PR along with leaving variable. So once if you get this one most positive Cj minus Zj you have to take, then you have to divide the elements of B by what is this pivot column elements. Okay, then least positive value you have to take. Then you have to take the least positive value column and call it as pivotal row. Divide the this one, and after dividing, no, so which one to select, which ratio you have to select? The least positive. So the row corresponding to least positive ratio is called pivotal row, and the intersection element of this pivotal column and pivotal row is called pivotal element, that is PE. And you have to remember three things. So pivotal element always you have to keep it as unity while moving from one table to another table. So this work you have to do it before going to the simplex table 2. Okay. So once if you get all Cj minus Zj not lesser than or equal to 0, identify the highest Cj minus Zj, find the ratios. Out of the ratios, find the least ratio. Corresponding to that, you call that as PR. So once if you get PR and PC, the corresponding element, intersection element is pivotal element. Now we can move to simplex table 2. Why you are moving to simplex table 2? So to ensure, okay, all Cj minus Zj less than or equal to 0, or to declare the optimality. So what are the steps while moving from simplex table to simplex table, that is 1 to 2 or 2 to 3? First you have to keep the pivot element as 1. Okay. Then second one is make all other elements of pivotal column as 0. Fine. By suitable row operations, and of course you have to replace leaving variable with the entering variable. Fine. Now obtain again Cj minus Zj. It is like iterative process. Okay, the procedure is same. So once if you understand simplex table 1, the procedure is same, just it is iterative process. And what you have to understand after writing simplex table 1 is how to move to simplex table 2. So just by following 2 or 3 simple steps, you can move from one table to another table, and then the process of obtaining Cj minus Zj, everything is same. Fine. Okay, once okay, if you get all Cj minus Zj lesser than or equal to 0, then again the solution is optimal. Even okay, at this stage, if you do not get, okay, all Cj minus Zj lesser than or equal to 0, if you do not get lesser than or equal to 0, again, okay, you have to go to simplex table 3. Okay, no, again you have to select the highest positive value of Cj minus Zj, so that you have to designate as pivot column. Then you have to find the ratios. Okay, so least positive ratio you have to take, that is pivotal row. So once if you get pivotal row and pivotal column, pivot element you will get it. Keep the pivot element 1, replace leaving variable with the entering variable. Then using the suitable row operations, nullify or make zeros the other pivot column elements. Then check for Cj minus Zj. So if all Cj minus Zj are lesser than or equal to 0, fine, the solution is optimal. So it is an iterative process. So whatever we discussed, so maybe simplex method and all its variants, they are fitted into this, the flow or the steps of the simplex method, so has been shown by using a flow diagram or flow chart. So that's all about this session. I hope certainly you have met with the learning objectives. Coming to the learning objectives, understand the various special cases of simplex method. We have discussed about 4 different special cases of simplex method with the suitable examples. Then just now we have discussed about or we have summarized the simplex method by using a flow chart or flow diagram. Thank you one and all for your kind attention. Please take care and have a nice time.